Today, I'm going to tell you how I made my life absolutely better by doing nothing and how you can do it too. So, first, let's start off with the story. This story happens in April, around March, April of 2024, so almost a year ago. Back then, I was still in college. I was working on my studies. I had just gotten an internship. Last moment, by the way, I didn't have a lot of marks. But then, thankfully, in the end, I landed an internship and I had to skip college in between for the last 2 months and all of a sudden moved to Bangalore and take up this new job. The amount of things that I had to handle in my life basically increased by multiple times, and it wasn't easy to handle at all. So, just to list out a few, let's start off with the usual suspects. College ones, you have assignments, normal shit, exams, and the final end semester project, which is a huge stress on its own. So then you have some other tasks which are related to the new job, which is I was in Kochi till then. I had never stayed out of Kerala before, and I had to move to Bangalore in April. All of a sudden, this all happened in like 10 days. In between that, I had to take up this new job, which is an internship. There's a decent chance I would convert, but it's never guaranteed. So I had to learn a entire new thing. I was learning automation, by the way, QA testing. And in between all that, I had to manage all my personal things that I have taken up. So some of those include, so I'm a teacher, I'm a chess teacher. I like teaching chess to kids. I was running a chess academy on my own with a few other coaches who helped me out. And I love data analytics. I love AI. I love ML. Both of my college projects were actually data related. So I was doing a Google certification, Google Advanced Data Analytics, which again I was sort of midway through it already, but I had to complete it before May or April, I think, before the financial aid gets. If I didn't have a lot of money to invest in all that, right? Then I had taken up another project back in college where I was helping a family friend of us who has a medical device distribution company. They needed some software. I was trying to build something for them. And as you can see, things I took up basically everything I could get. Things were starting to pile up, and this started really affecting me by the time I moved to Bangalore. I could not skip any of the assignments, none of the stuff. Even the internal exams, when I went back, I had to write that all without attending any of the classes. So, no consideration from my college. Basically, forced me to take up the path of essentialism. So, by essentialism, what I mean is doing only the essential, which is basically the meaning of the word, but it's so much more than that. So, all of these things I really love. All of those were a priority to me. That means none of those were a priority to me. Very definition of the word priority is that you have to set something above others, do this first and then the others. So I had to prioritize what I had to do, or my life would break down completely. So no matter how much I love this, I decided I had to stop some of those. So the things I deemed unnecessary were. And unnecessary is a strong word. These were not unnecessary at all. These were really important to me. First one was the chess. I loved teaching chess. That's the first venture I started on my own, which was a decent success. I was making some small amount of money, but I decided that could not go on. That simply was not, that was draining too much of my time, which was too less at that point. So I stopped that. Then the Google Data Analytics course. That also, I love the field, but the fact is, I was into automation, I was into QA, I had to focus on that. The data, all those things, I had to keep it aside for maybe later. I'm actually doing a little bit of that now. And something that I really didn't want to do, but I, in the end, had to do was the personal project for helping my family friend do the software thing. I had given my word, I'd never go back on my word. But then I decided one day I talked to him. I told him my situation, how I really could not do this. And thankfully, he understood. And believe it or not, another thing I skipped was most of my college work. All the assignments didn't submit, lost marks, did not care. Internal exams, all those things, I said I'll go back, I'll figure out. Then while I'm in Bangalore, I'll focus on settling in here and doing the best out of my job here. So if you compare the list to before and now, it's basically cut down by half. Only the most critical ones, my college final exams, my work, my final project, which had a lot of dependency on me. I had to work on that a lot. So that is most of the things that I just kept. Everything else I stopped. So something that happened when I stopped was that all those things that I thought was really, really necessary, I understood for some reason it was not as necessary as I thought it would be. I could live without those. It was not a problem of that level, not that scary as I thought it would be. And what happens when you cut a lot of things off, all the energy draining things off of your life, is that the already important ones, you get to focus on them so much, your head is so much more clear that you are able to excel in what you actually want to. My time was very important at that time, and that important time was only deserved by the most important tasks, and that's what I focused on. And thankfully that went well. I graduated without failing any of my papers. The project, all that turned out fine. I got a permanent position in my company as well. The internship got converted early. And the thing is, if you don't make those choices, it is your choice what to do with your own time. If it's not a no, then it is a yes. You are essentially giving control of your time to something else. And another very, very important thing is, don't let anybody demand your time. And never let anyone tell you your time is not important, because it is. And by anyone, it could even be yourself. You might think that, but never do. Your time is the most valuable asset you have. If you are facing a situation like I was back then, I just want you to take a notebook and a pen, not too hard. Actually, I might have one lying around. Yeah, a pen and a notebook, and then just write down, without any particular order, all your commitments which you have right now. Basically, I want you to do a few rounds of evaluation. Just look at it, see if it's actually important. If not, cut it off. After you've done that, you get a compress list. I want you to do it again, once more. But something I've realized that I think you should at least try once, and you would realize too, is that you don't miss a lot of things when it's off. Consider who you want to be, or what position you want to be in the future, maybe a few years down the line. And whatever skill that you want to have there, just keep that, get rid of everything else. I guarantee you, this is going to change your life. If you have anything, if you want to share your personal story, just drop a comment below, or actually not even a comment, you can just text me or something. I'll share my social media, and if I'm able to help you, even better. Nothing makes me more happier. So anyways, this is Yadu once again signing off. Thank you.